Radical.
Welcome to Flea Market Stories, documenting one man's journey into the world of flea marketing. I'm going to title this The Broken Weekend. Well, really, the broken week going into the broken weekend. A couple days ago, there was a white Xbox One S, if you've been following, that I got from this deal with this one family. And I guess the way I had it in the trunk kind of fell over. And there's a hunk of the bottom white plastic missing. Well, it's black actually, but it's missing. And you can see the corner of the metal. Bugs me to no end. I'd spent a lot of time cleaning up this Xbox One S. So, I really can't sell it like that because I can't sell anything missing a chunk. So it is a testing system. I have my Series X. Now I have the One S, and I was playing a little bit of Bendy and the Ink Machine the other day. I didn't sell that this weekend, so I'm probably going to try to finish that this week. It's a pretty cool little game. So I've been looking everywhere. I've been looking at the flea market, looking at my house, looking in the trunk. It bothers me that I can't find that little black piece. I'm the kind of person that's going to tear the entire trunk up to see where that little black piece is. I'm going to look in my yard for the little black piece, look in the boxes. It's got to be somewhere because it wasn't broke. It was in a trunk. Take it out of the trunk, and it's got that little piece missing. Yeah. I could sell it. The most I'd probably do would be like have it be part of a trade. And if somebody really, really wanted a 1S, I would see if I could maybe get some black electrical tape or something. Like it's right in the corner. It's not even like something to where if it was at least like straight across, I could get maybe like a little black plastic piece and kind of like camouflage a little bit, but you can't. So the solution is to get another Xbox One S, just get a hammer and perfectly knock it off the corner. No, that's not the solution. So again, with the theme of the broken weekend, getting to the flea market. There's a good thing I'll say happened at the flea market. That might be a separate flea market story, but we're going to focus on this one. Damien's no longer around. He got adopted, and that's a good thing. Think I'll see Damien again, but there's another little kid around the same age that comes around and plays games pretty often. And this is a little girl, and she's not annoying or anything like that. She's kind of cool little girl and everything, she's chill. She's not, you don't even know she's there. It's the opposite of Damien. Like, she's not annoying. She doesn't ask a whole lot of questions. She's kind of like stays quiet, plays games. Now, her family sells stuff there, but she's there like a lot sometimes, like over an hour. And she had been playing Terraria on one of the 360s that I was intending to sell. And she came back to play it, not understanding that I'm trying to sell these systems, right? So I worked it out. I'm always going to have a test system there for Xbox 360 stuff. And officially, it's a system to test games, but I have other ones there that I can test games with. And like I told her, I said, you're going to be a helpful game tester, I guess. So she doesn't mind like playing some games there on it, help me out there. But really, that's not what's going on. I don't think her family has a whole lot of money. I don't know of that situation because I asked her like what game system she has at home, and she says like she doesn't have any, or they maybe don't allow her to have game systems because they're worried about like stuff in current games. I don't know, but I know like I used to be a kid. Like I don't know much about kids nowadays. Like I'm thinking if I were 9 years old and I were there and I were playing for over an hour at a time, she really enjoys herself playing the games. So it's a situation where I'll just get right to it, okay? Something happened. Something bad happened. And it didn't happen to a brand new console. It didn't happen to a rare green N64. It happened to at least a Series 1S. That's not even that big of a deal, but still the least desirable of all the Xbox 360s, which would be not the first generation that was really red-ringed, but still a white one, the arcade version, with a front USB that had some of the prongs missing. At some point, she got up for some reason. I'm not sure if it was to walk to tell me something. I don't know. I'm not sure. I was talking to some customers, and I heard a big crash. And what happened is the cable somehow got wrapped around her leg, and then it went flying. And I'm pretty sure, I haven't looked yet, I don't think it hit my back bumper, because I have my back bumper near the back of the arcade there, and it makes it easier to load things, and I just drive off. But it went into the gravel. The good thing, the gravel was, I guess, a soft landing, because it was clearly like a good 2.5 feet off of the ground on the table. Clearance, maybe 3 feet, I'm not sure. And it traveled more than that, maybe like 4 feet, because it was like really wrapped around her leg, and it just kind of went flying. And I mean, she was okay. I didn't think to ask because, I mean, it might sound bad, but I was primarily worried about the merchandise and everything, because it's the merchandise to me. I was not going to sell that, but still, I mean, it's a 360, and even if I was going to sell it to a friend or something, I'd sell for like $40-50 or something, so it has value because it works even though the front USB is not working. So it flipped over, and I went over, told the people I was talking to, like, hey, I'll be right back. The system fell over and everything. I picked it up, and I didn't know if the drive would be working at all after that, because the drive was sounding funny, and a game in there was a game that I only had one copy of, which was Sonic Unleashed. Like, it couldn't have been a Battlefield 3 or a Battlefield 4. I got like 15 fucking copies of those, but it was a game that I sold for like, sometimes 15, mostly $20 and everything. I mean, it could have been worse. It could have been like a GTA 5. It could have been a Red Dead Redemption, but still, it bothered me. It did. And of course, when you have a situation where the console flips over, it puts a whole lot of scratches on the disc because it's making like a sound, and that etches things into the actual disc. She tried to play the disc after. Yeah, the system still worked after that, man. That thing is a fucking tank, dude. I don't think the slims are built up as sturdy as that. One thing, hey, it can take a flipping of 4 feet into rocks. So I'm thinking maybe the rocks possibly could have cushioned it, because they're not a flat surface. Gravel's not a flat surface. You know, it sounds weird, and they are rocks. Maybe it kind of cushioned it. I don't know. But it still works. And the controller still worked. The cable wasn't wrenched. But the casualty was Sonic Unleashed. And I told her, like, not a big deal. I can take it home and get it, fixed up, waxed up, and everything. And I didn't yell at this person. I did think about, like, setting parameters and saying, like, hey, you can only use this system in the future. In the future, I'm only probably going to, and I can bring this up, so it might be possibly a good thing. I mean, I don't want to guilt this person, because it's a 9-year-old girl, man. I don't want to guilt this person. And she didn't mean to do it. And she's not really a clumsy person. I think a situation where, if anything, could have been on me, because that long cable that was attached to the wireless controller, I usually have it set in a way where it's behind the tables, and there's only like a little bit edging out. But this time it was to the left, to the right of the table, when I should have had it to the left. So little things like that, when you're setting things up, it can make all the difference. The easiest solution would actually be just to have maybe a wireless controller set up, and to get some rechargeable batteries. That's what I might consider doing, because, it's the cable. How many times? That's one big reason wireless controllers are great, is because there's no cable, so there's no possibility of, even just tripping and falling and the console flying, because nothing's connected to the console, or at least a breakaway cable. Some controllers have that breakaway cable, and the bad thing about these direct fit ones from Microsoft is they don't have the breakaway cable. So I wasn't harsh or mean or anything like that. If anything, like, I was kind of chill about the game, not working when she put it back in. And I just said, like, hey, not a big deal. I'll probably just, buff out the scratches. It's far too bad for me to buff out. When I get my JFG Easy Pro machine, that's going to be, one that's in the one that I work on first. I would be getting that machine, some point. Just got to make room to put it in the house. I don't know how big that thing is. One more thing, when I got home, a little bit more bad luck. One of my Sanyo TVs, one of my favorite flat screen TVs, a heavy TV. I guess the plastics on some of them older HD TVs, they don't hold out that good. They don't. So the stand actually broke. So, keeping track, this whole week, the corner of an Xbox One S broke. A 360 almost broke. Seems to be still running though. The disc I can fix, not cracked at least. And then one of my favorite TVs, the stand breaks. So I'm looking at how to fix it. Glue's not going to fix it. You always say, like, yeah, you can either get one of those, you can mount it on the wall if you want to in your house, or, you can get those replacement stands. But those replacement stands, those little feet suck, and they're just flimsy. I don't like using those little feet on the stands. And it was just like, honestly, I think it would look stupid with those little feet on it. I just don't like those little feet.